Welcome to another live PEP class. This evening, we're going to take some time and we're going to run through the PEP Ability Test 2022 for those students who did the test and want to put their minds at ease in terms of what the solutions are. So this particular session will be featuring the first 20 questions. And so this is part one. And tomorrow we'll do part two, where we go through the second half of the paper, so the last 20 questions. So look out for part two tomorrow, same time, same place. So we'll be doing the first 20 questions this evening. Before we do that, here's our schedule of live classes. CSEC math students, I know you are busy preparing for your math tests and your CSEC exams coming up. I have a very important question to ask you. Do you like my new hat? Thank you. Now, another important question. Have you ever gotten a math problem wrong simply because of making one little mistake? I'm sure you have, as thousands of other students have. Now, in this series, we're going to be looking at the common mistakes that students make with all the topics in CSEC Math. We're going to look at the common errors, demystify everything, make sure you watch every video in this series so that you can avoid making those mistakes. So, stay tuned. Hello scholars, did you know that most times when students get problems wrong in mathematics is as a result of one single error or one mistake? Well, this is absolutely true, and we're going to be looking at the common errors that students make in the different topics in mathematics. If we know the errors beforehand, we can certainly avoid making them. Are you ready? Come on, take my hand. Okay. All right, so we're going to get started. So let me see who is in studio here. We have Jaden, Madison, and Jer. Welcome, guys. Good night. Okay, so nobody's showing their face this evening. Okay, so I'm wondering if this is a new trend where my scholars have developed this shyness. They don't want to show their faces. All right, welcome to those in the chat, especially to those PEP students, those grade 6 PEP students who actually sat the PEP ability test. How long ago was it? A week and a half? How long ago? Almost 2 weeks? Almost 2 weeks ago. Okay, so let's share the screen and see what's what. Oh, we also have Kiana. Welcome, Kiana. Okay, so it's the PEP ability test 2022. And I have it. All right, so Jaden, you're going to go first, and that's question one. Jaden, oh, we lost Jaden. Jaden, can you hear me? Okay, Anna says her mic doesn't work. Jaden is saying, oh my, his mic and camera not working either. Oh dear. Welcome, John and Amari.
Good night, miss. Good night, miss.
Good night. Madison, your mic working? So what's up with the mics though? Your mic working, Madison?
Miss, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Okay. Number
Can you do
one,
question
curry is
one?
to okay. Curry is to goat as jerk is to A meat, B barbecue, C chicken, or D seasoning. Number one, curry is to goat as jerk is to A meat, B barbecue, C chicken, or D seasoning. Miss, I'd say sea chicken. That's what I put on my test because curry is a season that you can put on goat, and jerk is a season that you can put on chicken.
Okay. So, well, in Jamaica we have dishes, specific dishes called curried goats and jerk chicken. So you're correct. So for one, it would be C, chicken. All right. And these are specific seasonings or ways of preparing the goat and the chicken, at least in Jamaica. Jer,
Yes, miss. Number two, stadium is the athletes as playground is to. Number two, stadium is the athletes as playground is to.
all right, what you say for that one, Jer?
Miss, I say
Read it,
D,
read it, read the
children.
options. Read the options, Jer.
A, slides. B, adults. C, grass. D, students. A, slides. B, adults. C, grass. D, students. Miss, I say D, students.
What's the analogy?
Miss, because it is saying the location where a group or collective noun or where the people go to do an action. So the athletes they will go to the stadium to run, and the playground is where children will go to play.
Okay. All right. Hi, Kira. Welcome.
Hi, Miss. Good night.
All right. So, Jer, you are correct. The athletes participate in their activities typically in the stadium, and the children would be up and about and galloping in the playground. That's their romping ground playground. John, number three.
Miss, okay. Miss, can you hear?
Yes, I can.
Okay, miss. Number three, reading is to words as mathematics is to dash. A fingers, B numbers, C subtraction, D total. Number three, reading is to words as mathematics is to A fingers, B numbers, C subtraction, and D total.
Miss, I said the numbers, Miss, because Miss reading is two words, Miss. So mathematics is based on numbers. It's because math involves numbers mostly.
Okay. So we read words typically. And in mathematics, not that we don't use words in mathematics, but it mainly involves numbers. Amari, number 4. It's a bit blurry, so let me read it for you, and then you can tell me your
Miss,
answer. In
Miss,
item,
I can see it.
can see it? All right, go ahead,
Yes.
Amari.
In items 4 and 5, which words, which word does not belong in the group? In items 4 and 5, which word does not belong in the group? Miss, I can't see the answers.
Okay. B liter, C meter, and D pound. A gram, B liter, C meter, and D pound.
Miss, that's grams, right? Grams and okay. Okay, don't worry.
You're saying what, Amari?
Miss, I'm going to Miss because it's pound, cause Miss pound has to do with weight.
And gram has to do with what? What does gram have to do with? Does gram also have to
Miss
do with weight?
nuts. Yes, Miss.
Okay, so Kira is saying pound. Madison is also saying pound. Any one of you young ladies want to tell me why you say pound is different? Madison?
I say pound is different because all the others are in the metric system and pound is in the imperial system.
Okay, correct. So, Amari, you said pound has to do with weight, but gram is also the unit used for measuring weight, right? So the difference, as Madison said, is that the the meter, the gram, and the liter, they are the metric system. And the pound is the imperial, or what we call avoir de poids system. So the odd one out. So you are correct, Amari. It is pound. So we're back to JR, number 5. So which one is different? Which one is the odd one out?
Miss, for number 5, you have A pot, B onion, C salt, D pepper. A pot, B onion, C salt, B pepper. Miss, the odd one out is pot.
Because
Because Miss, the onion, salt, and pepper, they're different herbs or spices you can add to a meal, while the pot is an item you use to cook different.
okay. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. All right, Madison number 6. Can you see it?
Miss, it hasn't loaded yet. Number 7, the library book was
6.
blank.
6.
The library book, the
Read the instructions.
6. Miss, I can't really see the instructions.
Okay, so for items 6 and 7, select the most appropriate words to correctly complete each sentence. For items 6 and 7, select the most appropriate words to correctly complete each sentence.
Number 6, the library book was blank due, so I was blank to pay a fine upon returning it. Number 6, the library book was blank due, so I was blank to pay a fine upon returning it. A. P. PASS,
Yeah,
suppose.
pass.
B. PASS, I think, suppose.
Mm-hmm.
C. PASC, suppose. Or D. PAST, supposed. The library book was blank due, so I was blank to pay a fine upon returning it. A. PASS, supposed. B. PASS, supposed. C. PAST, supposed. Or D. PASC, supposed. I say D. PAST, supposed. The library book was past due, so I was supposed to pay a fine upon returning it.
And that is absolutely correct. Okay. All right. So the PASS would be the verb, the action to pass by, to walk by something, right? But when we say something was past the time or past due, is PAST. Kira,
Um,
can you see the sentence?
yes, Miss. The team was not prepared to play in rainy blank. This caused them to blank the game. Number 7. The team was not prepared to play in rainy blank. This caused them to blank the game. A says weather, WEATHER, lose, LOOSE. B
Loose.
says, oh, loose. B says weather, WHETHER, and then you have loose, LOOSE. C says weather, WEATHER, lose, LOSE, and D says weather, WHETHER, and then loose, LOSE. Should I repeat again?
Yes, please.
Okay. Is there something blocking the screen? Okay. Um, The team was not prepared to play in rainy blank. This caused them to blank the game. A. Weather, WEATHER, and then lose, LOOSE. B. Weather, WHETHER, and lose, LOOSE. C. Weather, WEATHER, lose, LOSE. D. Weather, WHETHER, and lose, LOSE.
All right. Which one do you think would you pick?
Um, I would pick C. The team was not prepared to play in rainy. C. Weather, WEATHER. This caused them to lose, LOSE, the game.
Okay, and that is correct. So this is the weather, the atmospheric condition, and this is to lose when something is taken from you or you no longer have a thing. The double O, loose, is the opposite of tight. So C is the correct option. All right, Amari, for items 8 and 9, each box has words
Miss,
which are
Miss, isn't it
aligned.
supposed to be jump?
Pardon me?
Miss, isn't it supposed to be jump?
Amari,
Miss, can
Amari,
you hear me? Miss, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Amari, and I called you, Amari. Are you ready
Okay,
to answer
miss.
your question? Can you see the
No, miss.
question?
Yes, miss.
Go ahead. Would you like me to read the top part?
Yes, please, miss.
For items 8 and 9, each box has words which are um, alike in some way. So, box 1, observe, see, notice, view. Can you read it from there?
Yes, miss. Number 8. Which of the following could not be in box 1? Number 8. Which of the following could not be in box 1? A. Unaware. B. Detect. C. Recognize. D. Watch. A. Unaware. B. Detect. Sorry, miss. D. Detect. C. Recognize. And D. Watch. Miss, I would say unaware.
Because.
Miss, Miss, I said that because Miss Detect Miss Detect means like you can see something, Miss. Miss
Mhm,
Recognize when you're seeing something and then you've seen it before and then you see it again.
mhm.
And then Miss Watch, it's like when you're seeing it's when you're seeing something, but unaware, Miss, it means like you're not aware of something.
Okay. So, first of all, you would not use opposite of the mean help the
Miss, you're
person
breaking up.
who is listening. Are looking for in the option
Miss, we're not hearing.
Miss, we still can't hear you.
Can you hear me now, guys?
Yes,
Yes,
Miss.
Miss.
All right, so a whole lot of issues we're having right now. So, are you seeing are you seeing the screen now? Okay, so we seem to be back. Those in the chats, can you hear me? Those in the chat, can you hear me? Yes, no? All right, so oh Lord. Okay, guys. So let me circle this answer here. So this was what unaware. Okay. All right, John.
Just Miss. Okay, number 9. Wait, box 2. Exit, vacate, desert, and abandon. Number 9. Which of the following could not be in box 2? A. Depart. B. Quit. C. Accept. D. Leave. Box 2. Exit, vacate, desert, abandon. Number 9. Which of the following could not be in box 2? A. Depart. B. Quit. C. Accept. And D. Leave. Miss, I would say C. Accept, Miss, because all the rest miss means to leave.
Okay,
Miss,
all the
but
rest can believe.
yes, but
Okay,
Miss Price.
that's correct. So everything in this in box two means to leave, and then all the other three here, depart, quit, leave, mean the same as in box two. Jer, can you see the passage?
Yes, miss.
Or read the instruction and the question.
Okay. Read the passage below carefully, then use it to answer item 10. Shireen?
What is so funny, Jer? Should I ask someone else to read the question? All right, Kira, can you read the question, please?
Miss, I'm waiting for the thing to come up. Okay. Um, Shireen lives 12 miles from her school. Her friend Pia lives 4 miles farther from school than Shireen in the same direction. Jadon lives 16 miles further than Pia but farther than Trent, who lives between Pia and Shireen. Justin lives the furthest of all the students. Shireen lives 12 miles from her school. Her friend Pia lives 4 miles further from school than Shireen in the same distance. Jaden lives 16 miles further than Pia, but further than Trent, who lives between Pia and Shireen. Justin lives the farthest of all the students. Number 10. If all the students except Shireen left school on the same bus to get home, who would be the second person to get home? Number 10. If all the students except Shireen left school on the same bus to get home, who would be the second person to get home? A. Justin. B. Pia. Mr. Screen is gone blurry. Oh, C. Trent. And D. Jaden. A. Justin, B. Pia, C. Trent, and D. Jaden.
Okay. So if this is school, that's school. Shireen lives 12 miles from school. So let's say that's Shireen, 12 miles. That's 12. Um, Pia lives 4 miles further from school than Shireen. So 12 plus 4, that's 16, right? So Pia would live, let's say Pia is here, that's 4 additional miles in the same direction. Jaden lives 16 miles further than Pia, 16 miles further than Pia, that's Jaden. So that's another 16 miles. And Jaden lives further than Trent. And Trent lives between Pia and Shireen. So Trent lives between Pia and Shireen. And Justin lives the furthest. Okay. So who would be, so we're saying if Shireen, all the students except Shireen left school on the bus, so Shireen is out. So who would be the second person? Who would be the second person? Or what do you guys say? Or what do you say, Kira?
Miss, I say B. Pia.
Okay, well, that's what it seems like based on my diagram here. So we have Trent and then Pia would get off, right? Because we're not counting Shireen in it. Shireen did not leave at the same time. Even though she lives here, she did not leave with them, so we have to count from Trent. Okay. Amari, number, read the instruction for me. And number 11.
Okay, miss. For items 11 to for I, for items 11 to 3, circle the option that is necessary.
13.
Oh, for items 11 to 13, circle the option that is a necessary component of the word in bold type. 11. Computer. For items 11 to 13, circle the option that is a necessary component of the word in bold type. 11. Computer. A. Camera. B. Printer. C. Keyboard. D. Headphones. A. Camera. B. Printer. C. Keyboard. D. Headphones. Miss, I would say C. Keyboard, miss.
All right. So why would you say keyboard?
Miss, because if you had a computer, miss, without a keyboard, you wouldn't be able to type, miss. It would just be like a tablet.
Okay. All right. And We can definitely have computers without cameras. Computer doesn't have to be attached to a printer or headphones, right? But definitely without the keyboard, the computer would not really be of much use to us. All right, John, number 12.
Okay, Miss. Number 12, kitchen. A kettle, B stove, C cupboard, D bed. Number 12, kitchen. A kettle, B stove, C cupboard, D grill. Bread, bread, sorry. I was thinking about a grill. Um, bread. Uh, Miss, I would say B stove.
Tell me why.
Okay. Miss, the reason why is miss because for kitchen is actually like kitchen miss in the kitchen you cook stuff, miss I use a stove to cook stuff, miss, but you don't really need a cupboard, a kettle, or a bread for to be a kitchen.
All right. So the main activity that's done in a kitchen for most persons is cooking, and that is done on the stove. Jer, can we get back to you now, or how are you done giggling?
Yes, miss. Okay. Number
You don't sound
13.
so, but go ahead.
Number 13. Beach. A. Boats. B. Sand. C. Lifeguard. D. Tourists. A. Boats. B. Sand. C. Lifeguard. D. Tourists. Miss, I would say B. Sand.
You can go ahead and explain why, because you know I'm going to ask you why. So, students, when you give me your answer, just say why.
Because everything, sand is the only thing that is naturally there at a beach. Boats, you bring boats at the dock at the beach. Lifeguard, there's a lifeguard there watching over the beach, and tourists come to visit the beach. The sand is the item there that is always there, regardless of anything.
Okay, right. So, and the sand is what makes it a beach. The beach is actually not the water, even though when we say we're going to the beach, most people thinking, okay, I'm going for a swim. The beach is actually the part along the coast, that's the sandy part along the coast. That is what makes it the beach. And yes, it is adjacent to the water, so we think of them together, but by definition, it's the sand that makes it the
Get
beach.
up. Okay.
Um, Madison,
How do I play Minecraft with you? Cause I'm Minecraft curious. No, because you're annoying.
Yes. Do you want me to
John,
read the
please
question?
mute. John, mute yourself, please. Madison, please read.
Okay, miss. For items 14 and 15, select the word that comes next in the sequence. 14. Internal, external, instant, delayed, and constant. A. Occasional. B. Stable. C. Unmarked. Or D. Consonant. For items 14 and 15, select the word that comes next in the sequence. Internal, external, instant, delayed, constant. A. Occasional. B. Stable. C. Unmarked. Or D. Consonant. Miss, I would say occasional because sorry, my headphones fell out. Because it's the opposite of constant, so it's saying the opposites of words. So internal is the opposite of external, instant is the opposite of delayed, and for the options that are there, occasional would be the best answer because it would be the opposite of constant.
Okay, yes, that is correct. So the trend is we have a word and then we have the opposite of the word, right? So Madison is saying the opposite of constant would be occasional, because constant mean happening regularly, consistently, and occasional means it happened now, it might not happen again for a while. So that's a bit the opposite. That's okay. Kira, number 15.
Oh, okay. Advice and advice, perform and performance, argue and argument, invite and blank. A. Invited. B. Inviting. C. Invitation. D. Invitational. 15. Advice, advice, perform, performance, argue, argument, invite blank. A. Invited. B. Inviting. C. Invitation. And D. Invitational. I say C. Invitation because first you have the verb and then you have the noun. So advise is the verb with the S, and then with the C, it's a noun. Perform is a verb and performance is a noun. Argue is a verb and argument is a noun. And invite is a verb and invitation is a noun.
Very well said. That's correct, Kira. All right. Amari. So this is I'm gonna give you the gonna let you see the passage a little clearer. So look at the picture that goes with the passage. So we have Netflix, we have YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, WhatsApp, radio, right? See all of those symbols?
Yes, miss.
So see, can you read the passage, Amari, or you want me to read it?
Um, Miss, it's blurry for
All
me.
right, so let me see what I can do. Since as early as 1950, Jamaicans have relied on radio to keep them up to date with what is happening in their communities, the wider islands, in the Caribbean, as well as internationally. At one point, radio provided the entertainment, educational programs, news, and talk shows that people listened to. Information presented in the news at that time was almost entirely accurate. In 2022, radio still provides all that it used to. However, social media platforms such as YouTube, WhatsApp, TikTok, Instagram, and streaming services like Netflix, Hulu, Prime Video, and One Spot Media now account for most of the entertainment being consumed by many Jamaicans, especially young people. Also, many persons have smartphones equipped with cameras. So, when something happens and is captured on video, that story may have already made the rounds by the time the news is read at 5 p.m. Information shared on social media may be more immediate than waiting for the news on the radio. However, one to via since as early as 1950, Jamaicans have relied on radio to keep them up to date with what is happening in their communities, the wider island, in the Caribbean, as well as internationally. At one point, radio provided the entertainment, educational programs, news, and talk shows that people listened to. Information presented in the news at that time was almost entirely accurate. In 2022, radio still provides all that it used to. However, social media platforms such as YouTube, WhatsApp, TikTok, Instagram, and streaming services like Netflix, Hulu, Prime Video, and One Spot Media now account for most of the entertainment being consumed by many Jamaicans, especially young people. Also, Many persons have smartphones equipped with cameras. So, when something happens and is captured on video, that story may have already made the rounds by the time the news is read at 5 p.m. Information shared on social media may be more immediate than waiting for the news on the radio. However, one should not be too quick to believe news heard via social media. All right, Amari, question 16.
Okay, Miss. Question 16. Which paragraph best supports the conclusion in the box? Which paragraph best supports the conclusion in the box? Radio may be losing some of the popularity it once had. Radio may be losing some of the popularity it once had. A. Paragraph 1. B. Paragraph 2. C. Both paragraphs. D. Neither paragraph.
Okay, so which paragraph best best supports the conclusion that radio may be losing some of the popularity it once had?
Miss, I would say paragraph. Um, Miss, paragraph 2.
Paragraph 2. Can you quote where in paragraph
Miss, it says,
2?
Miss, it says, in 2022, radio still provides all that it used to do. All that it used to. Miss, you're frozen. Miss, you're frozen.
Can you hear me, guys?
You were frozen. Miss Alredo, why picking? Miss.
All right, so I would agree.
Yep, Miss Donovan. Miss, you're still cracking up a bit.
So I'm saying it's paragraph 1 is showing you that the radio had, that's how the radio developed the
Miss, you're breaking
popularity.
up.
That's how it developed.
Yes, we can hear you.
All right. Okay.